Hi, welcome to Conversations in the Living Room. My name is T.
My name is Drew.
And we're a married couple living in London. We've been together for 10 years, married just under a year. There has been a community that has been grown through TikTok where we share stories, which has grown such a big community. They've loved what we share, and there has been an interest in our lives and the journey to how we got here as two Black gay men. So what better way to bring you into our lives than bring you to our living room or introducing you to our living room? So I said I'm T and you're Drew. Introduce yourself.
How do I introduce myself? So I'm Ugandan. My parents moved here in the 80s and I was born in the 2010s, obviously. I have one sister, two brothers. I'm a very traditional Virgo, so like everything you read about Virgos, that's me, including my love for Beyonce. Oh, did you know Michael Jackson's also a Virgo? And I don't know, I think that's about it.
Okay. Well, I'm T and Drew. I just saw your intro. But yeah, I'm T and Drew. I'm of Nigerian descent. I was born and raised in Nigeria, so I'm also of Nigerian descent. I'm Sag. I have 3 siblings, 2 sisters and 1 brother. I don't know why I had to count there. What's there to know? I don't think I know anybody. Oh wait, Jay-Z is also a Sag, so yeah.
Oh, look at you claiming star signs.
I don't, but I know that Beyonce and Jay-Z is like a thing, so like, okay. So yeah, that's me. What are we doing today?
Well, I think it's the question that we constantly get asked, which is how we met.
Yes.
10 plus years ago.
We're going to tell you guys about how we met, but also what we think has helped us get to where we are. Some of the compromises we made to get to where we were. I think it's also something.
Compromised?
No. It was only you. The sacrifice. Okay, so...
But yeah, let's rewind it back 10 years ago. We were both at university. I went to University of Leicester. Tosin went to University of...
I didn't go to university, you know that. I didn't go to university. It's not something I'm ashamed of.
No.
But
You went to the Leamington Spa College.
Yeah, I went through... Yeah, my education was through college. I got a BTech and HND and a university degree through college. But yeah.
Yeah.
And you?
I have a physics degree.
Where though?
From Leicester Uni.
Smart boy.
Yeah.
That's my husband.
8th ranking at the time. Yeah. So there were barely, like, I like what I like. I like my Black men, and there were barely any Black gay men in Leicester in the year of 2012. Or if they were, they weren't finding me. So I was on the apps. I connected with this one guy was living in Leicester City Centre. It was 10 years ago. I was on Instagram, and I actually can't even remember how I came across your profile, because back then I don't think there was an explore page, but your profile just like magically came up. This was 2012.
I was rising out of the water. Those get it. But yeah.
This was 2012. Instagram was not what it is like now. It was actually a photo sharing app. But anyway, yeah, I come across his profile. It's the same name as it was back then, T's Journey. And I'm like, oh, that's a little bit of me. And I was just like scrolling through your pictures, and I instantly clocked you, like them poses. And back then, the gays were all in our overcoats, our business casual.
Oh wait, I just realized. No, I was DL.
The jeans were so tight. You was DL, but the jeans were. Yeah, I instantly clocked him.
Comedian. Carry on.
And I sent him like a message, because back then Instagram also didn't have you could DM on Instagram.
Yeah.
So I had to like go on this other app called Kik Messenger, and I had to message him through Kik. And at the time, I was like, what is the best pickup line I can muster? And what came to my mind was, hey, do we know each other? And what did you say?
I said no, because I was in a relationship, so I didn't think... I already knew what he was trying to do, but I just said no. Because, yeah.
Why? Because you're...
Because of Yoruba. Yeah. And Yoruba men don't cheat.
No.
Yeah.
So they say.
You want to let off your chest? So I said no, and then over to you again.
And then I was like heartbroken. Like, oh, okay, wow, like that was blunt. And then I think I just went on with my day. I met this guy when I was on apps, and some point after me messaging Tosin, he messaged me to come to his house because he's having like a dinner with a couple of people. And so I'm like, oh, nice. Like, he was black, he was gay. There was a deficit of black gay men in Leicester.
Yeah.
So I was like, let me go. It's a chance for me to meet other black gay men and like, just, you know, be myself, because I think back then I was also like discreet.
Okay.
Yeah, I was really discreet. So I head over to this guy's house and he pulls out dinner. We're all sitting on the table, and then the doorbell goes off or whatever. And then my friend goes to open the door and it's like, oh, my friend Tosin is here.
Oh, that's me. That was my cue. No, I walked around the corner and I saw everyone at the table and I just said hi from memory. The thing is, I was not in the best place at that time because I just got out of the breakup. So I don't think I walked in thinking...
What was your intentions for going that night?
I think I wanted to get out of the whole woe me mindset because I just had a breakup. So I was like, let me just go out and sort of shake off the feeling of like heartbreak, I guess, in a way, a bit. And then, yeah, I walked into the dinner party and it was kind of refreshing with the games and everything. So that distracted me a bit. Then you came into the picture. Go on. You told them.
What?
What did you say? Because you were like, wait, what did I say to you? Because you remember the...
Okay, so I remember there was just like a lot of chemistry the whole night. And I instantly recognized Tosin as the guy that I messaged on Instagram. But I don't think you did.
No, that's why...
Yeah.
The chemistry was... I think that's literally my line. Like, I can talk about that all day. But in terms of how things started, what happened? Because I don't remember this. Because we have two versions. No, we have two versions. His version is, I came up to him and was trying to get to know him, but he already knew me because he messaged me.
Yeah, I already knew you.
And then he now had to remind me later on, not that night.
Yeah. No, it was that night.
But where?
On the table. I was like, it's like, oh, are you T's Journey on Instagram? And then you were like, oh, and I said, I messaged you, and then I showed you my profile, and then you were like, oh.
I think the one thing that you can know about us is that this is our real life. I'm not about to come here and give you this fact. I'm like, oh my God, yeah, I don't remember it, not because it was not memorable. How do I put it? I'm somebody who deals with energy. I don't, my memory is bad. Like, I don't remember things that happened, like, verbatim. But one thing I always remember is the energy. Hence why I say chemistry is my thing. The energy that night, Jesus. I could not leave this boy's side.
And then we started, like, as all young black gay men do, we started playing Truth or Dare. No, it was Spin the Bottle. Shall we spin the bottle?
Both of them we played that night every day.
And then I was dead to like kiss the other two boys who were there. And I did just willy-nilly. I was just like, let me just lay it on them, you know? Give them a little taste.
Lay it on me, baby, lay it on me.
Then when I was dead to kiss Tosin, and when you were dead to kiss me, we were like, nah, like, why would I want to kiss him? We just acted like we didn't want to.
Yeah.
And we just like didn't kiss each other the whole night. But we were kissing everyone lips and everyone else that was there besides each other.
That was so
and then
because I had some kisses I did not want to give.
Yeah, same. And then something happened, and between something happening, I was called like a tramp.
Oh God. Okay, I know we said like everything about us is real. I like. For some part of the stories you can't omit. It's okay, you know. It's alright. You don't have to tell them that.
So Tosin's missed his train home. I've been called a tramp. I've been called a tramp. And then I'm livid. So I'm at my friend's house. I'm like, I'm leaving. I don't care if you miss your train, whatever. And then Tosin was like, no, you can't just like leave me here. I was like, you can stay with my friend. Like... Anyway, Tosin somehow convinces me we're gonna spend the night together. And I'm like, okay, cool. When my friends are out at the club, like, do you want to come? Walk from my friend's house to the club. I meet two of my friends there. One of them's this Nigerian girl who I went to university with, and one of them's this French gay guy who I went to university with.
I'm sorry, I feel like we need to circle back to that tramp thing because you're not about to like just like, he called me a tramp. I'm not explaining. Basically, if you're of Nigerian or Yoruba descent, you know that one way we flirt is almost like insulting you, but not insulting you like to be rude. It's like insulting you with love, but like they're very like, oh, you know, you have a big head, but that means like, you know, like I fancy. That's what I was doing. But then
that flew right over my head.
I don't know the context of what I said, tramp, but I apologize. You know, I've apologized, baby. I've apologized. Sorry. I really did not mean tramp that way. To be honest with you, one thing I knew is I was going to leave you that night. So I don't know how you did not figure that out from when you were like, oh, I'm going to go meet my friends. I said, okay, where are we going? Where are we going? Because I was not leaving you.
Like, pull up.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm just walking from my friend's house, mad as hell, and Tristan's just like walking behind me to the club. I swear
my man.
I don't think we said one word to each other on the way to the club, and we're just in the clubs, like we are dancing, like we were all in this dance crew back in the day, so we're just like dancing like crazy. And I think that was like my Julia Roberts Save the Last Dance moment. I was dancing and Tristan was like, woo!
I was so impressed, I'm not gonna lie to you, because I think I'd gone out with my friends and we used to dance, like we used to, like, I don't know how to explain, you used to dance, but they were choreographed dancers. So when some like songs would come on, like all those pop songs back in the day, and they'll be like hitting like counts and this, I was just there. This was my first time seeing opera. I was like, wow, not only is he handsome, he can actually do choreo. I was like, let's go, let's get it.
My friend who's Nigerian, her and Tosin got on so well, to the point that they ended up both cussing me the whole night. Like I didn't know that was like a trait that Nigerians had.
It's just an old me, okay? I think it was an old trait.
After that, we leave the club. I know Tosin's missed his train, so he obviously has to stay at mine.
I don't think he wants to mention the fact that his friend checked.
I told you about the friend who her and Tosin were like getting on like house on fire and cussing me out all night. My other friend, the French gay one, he was like, he pulled her to the side and was like, listen, Andrew likes Tosin, like you can't just be making him look bad like that. And she was like, oh, I didn't know. Like she was completely oblivious.
Well, I think what they did not realize is that having that sort of back and forth with his friend at the time made me even find him more attractive, in the sense that on the first night, I spent ample time getting to know you, but I'm also meeting your friends, and automatically I already love your friends.
For now.
Can we stop? Well, to me, it was like the signs were all pointing to like, okay, yeah, this is him. Like, I'm here for this. And then we went back to his place because
went back to my place, my like student accommodation. I was in like, I think the poorest student accommodation at my university. No joke, like it's the only one we could afford. It was pretty bad. Person comes in and I just remember we walked up the stairs and you were walking behind me. We get to my bedroom, open up the lock. Jason's just behind me and he goes, it's like a prison cell.
God, can you stop? Why are you putting all of this?
And I was already so tired of being cussed out by him like throughout the night. And then that was just the final straw. And how much self-respect must have I had? The fact I married this man. I married this man. But yeah, goes out prison cell. He's like, oh, you've got a single bed. And I'm taking the bed. And then I said, okay, I want to sleep on the floor in my own bedroom. It gets better, guys. It does get better. 10 years, it gets better. Tosin's then like, I was only joking. Like, what do you do? Like, I think you were so shocked that someone would actually sleep on the floor in their own bedroom.
Yeah.
The person they just met.
I was just being like, still part of my way of flirting. I told him that, oh no, like, you've got to stay on the floor. I'm going to stay on the bed. Like, I didn't want to share the bed. This was after the whole night of us not like...
No, nothing. No touching, no kissing, no dancing together.
Nothing. So you already know that chemistry, that kettle was already like, it was already at the point of like whistling. I was like, get on the bed. Like, what do you mean? Of course you're not going to sleep on the floor. And then he begrudgingly got on the bed like... And I can remember what was happening. All I can remember, it was a scene out of LA Complex. I was poking fun at him. And I was like, do something, do something. And then he turned around. And I think he turned around, or I grabbed his face and turned him around. And then we kissed. Whew.
It was like...
Yeah.
It was like fireworks. It was electric as Oh, it was electric.
So from around 3 p.m. to 5 a.m., that's the level of build, and then it happened.
Next morning, Tosin wakes up, he goes to shower, and then I'm texting my friend, and in his IG profile, it's like, oh, I think he's older too. He must be older. And we were like 20 at the time, 21. I thought Tosin was like at least 25, 26 plus.
Wow, okay, cool. That's good to know.
And then all of a sudden, he gets his phone call and he picks up the phone.
Shout out to my dad.
He's like...
My dad was like, where are you? I was like, I missed my train. Okay, like, get the next one. Come to this. I was like, oh, I cannot make it to church. Only because I wanted to spend more time with him. Guys, first night meeting this guy, I'm like staying in his house, and I'm already missing church. That's how you know it was a bad influence back in the day. Because if it was a good influence, you would have told me, get up and go to church.
Well, that kind of made me realize he's definitely not as old as I thought he was. I remember I had to go to the library the next day, so I remember we both walked towards the university, but then I walked off to the library, and then he walked
to the train
station. And I just remember thinking, wow, I just remember feeling so attractive and so hot after that.
I love that.
Yeah, and I was just like, oh, like even if I don't see that guy ever again, that was like a good experience, and I feel so much more assured in myself after it.
I love that. I think my experience was that, but also coming from heartbreak, I was like, oh wait, I can feel the spark again. I can feel the excitement again. And it was so reassuring. This is what it feels like to feel sexy, feel wanted. And this is what it feels like to bag a sexy man, because I was just like, okay, this will be me. That first night, that first experience, that was fate. I had to meet that way.
Oh, 100%. What we didn't mention though is that the friend who brought us together was into Tosin.
We'll talk about that another day. What made you feel like in that moment you could accept, I guess, my style of flirting and it not push you over the edge to be like, what the hell are you doing?
I don't know, I just felt like bravado. I even said to you, are you actually this much of a dickhead?
It was just my way of flirting. It was just my way of poking fun. But I think that being said, I might have taken it too far a couple of times. So I think just keep that in mind, know the limit.
Might have thought that I would have been able to like understand the gist, that I didn't. Yeah.
But I think that's something to also understand, that not everybody likes that kind of banter. So that tennis match, I was hitting that ball, but
it wasn't coming back.
It wasn't coming back. So yeah.
What would you say are like top key takeaways based on our experience meeting new people, meeting new potential romantic interests, like our how we met story?
I think sometimes forsaking the network you have around you, because there are friends who know people that would be good for you.
Yeah, just make sure that there's no history between, or no like feelings between your friend. If your friend introduces you to their friend, just make sure that they don't have no past situation or there's any unresolved feelings, that then it can really muddy the water, child. Luckily, I was only friends with this person for like maybe even less than 2 months, child, so it was real easy for me to snip.
And also the friend made me at the time when I was in a relationship, so there was never that connection with us either. So
yeah, they hadn't actually, it made it easy for us to
yeah. I think outside of that, what else? I think be open-minded, because definitely when I walked into the prison room, sorry, his accommodation, I'm joking, guys.
If you could just see my face when you start like
I'm joking. I think being open-minded in the sense that we were both young, and I did not feel that that was a stumbling block, because financially he was a student, I didn't even have a job, I was barely making any money, but one thing I did was bask in the love and make fun out of the little things. We used to do some stupid dinners and stuff, like it was like pack of sensations, sausage roll.
Yeah, we had some really like real broke meals, broke student meals. Like, yeah, we just made it work. And I remember sometimes when we couldn't pay to eat out, we would like get candles and put them in the prison cell.
Stop saying prison cell, in the accommodation. Yeah, we would literally get candles, like those small like little candles, and put it around there and make a romantic night out of it. What would be one advice you give to your past self, one advice you give to your present self, and knowing who you are now in the future, if you were to bump into me again, what advice would you give? So past self, your present self.
Past self would be to...
In terms of dating advice.
Would dating advice I'd give to my past self that met you?
Yeah.
Or in like how to deal with you?
Just dating in general. Can we start? Like, it's not me versus you. We are together. From that night, what advice would you give
One
yourself?
advice I'd give to the me of that night.
Yeah.
But it went perfectly. I didn't think I would have told myself to do anything different.
I think I would have told myself to kiss you sooner. Because I'm so happy the build up was there, but yeah.
I would have been like, douche.
We've been like this quite a lot. What would be your advice to meet somebody? I think our story is different in the sense that we've been together for 10 years. So how we met each other in the past might not necessarily apply to now. But some of the key things are, let your friends, like you're surrounded by friends, they may know someone who's sort of good for you. So be open-minded would be that. Lean on your community would be what I would say.
Don't be afraid to put yourself out there, even if it's not something that you're used to doing. Like some people want to find the love of their life, but they only be going to like the office 2 days a week, coming back home, not stepping out, not putting themselves in new environments to meet new people. So like, I would say put yourself out there. And also I would say be persistent. And sometimes timing is everything. See, I hit up Tosin on IG, on Kick, and he wasn't having it because he was in a relationship. Sometimes you just have to wait for the relationship to dissolve, and then that's your chance to get in there and get your man. I did, and now I'm married.
Like, where was this going? Okay, I think the word there is like, it's okay to take a knockback, but just try if you believe that it's good for you. Respecting boundaries and all that good stuff. I think what else would be my dating advice?
How to meet your...
Oh yeah, sorry.
How to meet the love of your life.
How to meet... Find a partner, love of life. Jesus.
Yeah, okay, love of the stage.
That's a lot longer journey.
How to find new people to date.
How to find new people to date, yes.
Outside of apps.
What is wrong with apps? Apps have made successful relationships. Okay, my next tip is social media or online dating. Social media in the sense of Instagram, like, I've heard it's worked for people. Drop a text in the DM and keep it simple, like, or drop a message in the DM, sorry. Keep it simple. How are you? Or hey, I like this about you. Like, pick something you like about them would be what I say. Not hey, do we know each other? Because that gotta know. And then dating apps. That's a good one. Dating apps are also good. Do you have any more?
Yeah, I would say don't be afraid to go long distance, because I think sometimes you may have to travel just that little bit further to find your person. Because we were, to be fair, it felt like long distance at the time. We were an hour away from each other, but now thinking about it, that is really... For us back then, it was long distance because we could only, I think, afford to see each other like once every 2 weeks.
Yes. And then because we did not drive, so it was we had to make the commitment of trains, coaches, buses. No. I think sometimes be open to putting in the work. Like, convenience is great, but convenience might not bring you happiness in that sense. So putting in that work, because look at us now, we are together, but we had to make that sacrifice of not conveniently being able to go next door and be together.
I actually think that strengthened our relationship as well, because whenever, like, because we had that space and we weren't seeing each other so often, I think it made it, like, there was a lot of anticipation built around when it was time for us to see each other.
Yeah.
And so I think that actually helped our relationship at the beginning, because I think if you are too overexposed to someone early on, you can actually get, like, you get the ick and then you're like, whereas we had, like, breathers from each other. I think that's really important.
Yeah, because I feel like then when we were saying there was a lot to like catch up on, physically, emotionally, mentally, there was a lot to catch up on. I don't think I have any more advice, but I think the just be yourself and take the risk is what I would say, because it's worth it. My experience.
And don't close yourself off to opportunity, because I think we were both in a situation actually where we were just about to shut ourselves off.
Yes.
From like wanting anything substantial with someone else and just keeping it very surface level. And I think by us meeting each other that night, we kind of undid that for each other. Yeah. And then we were able to like put in the work and show that it is worth putting yourself out there, because the rewards are pretty amazing.
Yeah. I'd agree.
Shout out to my friend who brought us together that night.
Why do you always have to? It's like you see the violence button and it's like, Jesus. This is Conversations in the Living Room, and we want to keep you guys involved with our discussions. So let us know what dating dilemmas or questions you have around dating. So
like, comment, and subscribe.
Oh yeah, we actually saying that. Well,
click the notification bell to get the latest alerts on new uploads. This is so cool.
All the exits.
Yes.
But yeah, take care.
Peace.